Hello, kindergarten. It is Wednesday, and today for our story, we're going to be reading another fiction story called Lola at the Library. And this is just a reminder, a fiction story is a story that is not real. It is made up in the author's imagination. And we know we're going to see lots of characters, different settings, and a lot of sometimes even made up characters. But not every fiction story necessarily has dragons or talking toasters. But we are going to be reading a fiction story called Lola at the Library. And I also want you to pay very close attention to this story because we are going to be using this story for your quiz on Friday. You are going to compare this book with the book that you're going to listen to and watch on Thursday, which is called Alicia's Happy Day. So please make sure that you watch this video at least 2 times and remembering all the details because we're going to compare it with the story Alicia's Happy Day. So again, our story is called Lola at the Library. And I can tell by the title and looking at the cover that this little girl is Lola. Now, Lola looks like she's a toddler. Maybe she's 3, 4 years old. So she looks like she's not yet in kindergarten, maybe 3, 4 years old. And she's going to the library. And by the looks of it, it seems like she really likes going to the library. So we are going to learn lots about Lola and why she's going to the library. Let's go ahead and get started. Lola at the library. Lola loves Tuesdays. On Tuesdays, Lola and her mommy go to the library. And remember, Tuesday comes after Monday. The library opens at 9 o'clock, but Lola is ready to go long before that. She puts all the books she borrowed last week in her backpack. Her library card is also very important. So again, we want to remember who our characters are in the story. We want to remember our story elements. We know that Lola is one of our talking characters, but also when we look back, we know her mommy is a talking character in the story. And we see that the setting, which is where or when a story takes place, the setting of this story right now is her house. But we know, based upon the title of our story, our setting is going to change. We know we are going to see her at the library. So we're going to have 2 settings so far in our story. So remember, Lola and her mommy are the characters. The setting right now is her house. Lola is not very far away. So the library is not very far away. So Lola and her mommy always walk there. It looks like Lola is meeting a friend. Lola and her mommy give back the books from last week. The librarian buzzes them through the machine. So as you know, whenever you go to the library, a librarian is somebody that will take books back and will check them in, or if you want to take a book from the library, they will check them out. Librarians also can help you look for books, and they also take time to shelve books that have been returned to the library. There is a special section in the library just for children. It is really cool. Nobody ever says, shh. So remember, I'm going to stop for a second. Our setting has changed. Lola is no longer at home. She's now at the library. So we know that one of the settings is her home and the other setting is the library. And let's think about this for a second. How do you think Lola feels about the library? How does she feel about going to the library? Take a moment to look at the pictures, think about all the things that she said. And so when we think about the story, we can see that Lola, we see in this picture, and even in this picture, we know that she's smiling. And when someone smiles, they're usually very happy. And we know that she seems to like the fact that she's in the children's section because nobody ever says, shh. And she says in the story that it's really cool. And if we look back at the beginning of our story, it says it right here. Lola loves Tuesdays. And why does she love Tuesdays? Because that's when her mommy and her go to the library. So she really loves the library. So how does she feel about the library? She loves the library based upon what she said, based upon how she looks. Sometimes there is singing. Lola knows all the words and the hands for Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I bet you guys know that song too. Sometimes there is story time. Lola loves that. So in the story, we're seeing another reason why she loves the library. Not only can she be in the children's section, but she loves story time. After story time, Lola chooses her books. In the library, she can have any book she wants. Lola likes stories with bears and anything with shoes. There are so many, it takes ages to choose. So take a moment to think for a second. When you go to the library, what are some books you like to choose? When you think about going to the library, what are some books you like to choose? Mommy has some books too. The librarian buzzes them through the machine, then stamps the date inside. Lola must bring them back in 2 weeks, but she will probably be back for more long before then. So she gets her books and so does her mom. Lola and her mommy always get a snack after visiting the library. Mommy has a cappuccino and Lola has juice. Whenever Lola has been good, her mommy lets her taste the foam. So we see in the story something else. After the library, Lola and her mommy, they go and they get a snack. So we see that the setting has changed again. So first they were at the house, then they were at the library, and now they're getting a snack somewhere. And it seems like not only does Lola love going to the library, she also likes being with her mommy and having a fun snack. Then it is time to go home again. Every night after Lola is tucked in bed, her mommy reads her a story. It is the best way to end the day. So take a moment to think, why does she say that in the story? Why does she think it's the best way to end her day listening to a story? Take a moment to think. Why is it the best way to end her day listening to a story at bedtime? And remember, these are our two main characters, the mommy and Lola. And now we see at the end of the story, Lola and her mommy are back at home. So the setting has changed again. The end. Well, I hope you really enjoyed listening to this wonderful story called Lola at the Library. So keep some things in mind. What are some things that Lola did in the story? We know she went to the library and we know she went to get books. And remember, how does she feel about the library? How does she feel about the library? We know Lola loves the library. And I want you to think about all the different reasons the story talked about why she loves the library. Think about what she was doing. Think about her face. Think about what the story said. And also think about how the settings changed in the story. She wasn't only at the library in the story. What are some other places she was at? So I hope you really enjoyed this story. Please make sure that you watch this story at least 2 times because this story is going to be used for our quiz on Friday. Again, the story is going to be used for our quiz on Friday. So for our Thursday read aloud, not only will you listen to the story Alicia's Happy Day, but there are also going to be some good facts that we're going to remember from Lola at the Library talked about in that video. So please make sure you listen to this video and also Thursday's video to be ready for your Friday quiz. Well, I hope you enjoyed this wonderful story. I know I loved it. So So again, have a great Wednesday and make sure you keep working hard. Bye for now.